Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and it's classic Sudoku today. Now, this is going out whilst hopefully we are streaming today. Now, this is subject to technical issues, health issues, and indeed whether we can manage the game at all. We're trying to play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes at the moment on live stream, and I don't know how it's going. I mean, the whole thing could be a fiasco this time, to be absolutely brutal. So you can catch up on the video for that later, or flick over to it now and come back to the video for this later. But if you stay with us now, you're one of my favorite people. You know that. Now, there is a lot going on Patreon, the channel. I've put together this set of thumbnails. So we have on Patreon already the GCHQ Christmas card challenge. That's quite interesting. 25-minute video looking at the test they sent out for 11 to 18-year-olds. That's on Patreon already. On Patreon tomorrow, my effort at the Times Monthly Club special cryptic crossword, which is an absolute beast, and I'm talking both generally and specifically. Already on Patreon this month, we have Our Solves of Negativity by Jovial. Really interesting classic Sudoku as well, actually. And we have the December reward, Mexican standoff puzzle. So those are all going. And Simon's been putting up YouTube shorts now. We're trying that out. A 59-second explanation of the Fistamafel ring, which I think is, well, it's a work of brilliance to get that done in 59 seconds. And also, he's done one on the X-Wing now as well. So those are all stuff going on the channel around and about our normal 2 videos a day. And they don't even include what we've got coming up on Saturday at 4 p.m, the Puzzle Pyramid, Christmas bonus collection of puzzles and Sudokus by Panthera, Aspartagus and Piotr V, which are going to be fantastic. I know, because I've tried them all. And that's all coming up on the channel. There's always our merchandise and our apps and SUDOKU PAD. Have a look on the links under the video. The first link, however, is to this puzzle. And this comes from somebody who, when I used to solve him, we knew as Re-Sa. And I made what I thought was a very good joke during the first such video about it was a minimalist Sudoku with the least amount of information in the grid possible. And I thought he'd made his name minimalist too, but he's actually minimized it even further. He's now RSP. So this is Re-Sa as RSP. And he's created a classic Sudoku. And apparently, Simon's not doing this because it's a bit too similar to something he's done lately. I don't know what that is or what that means, but I'm going to have a go at this. I might need you to tell me what that is or what that means if that's the case. We'll see. But I'm very interested to give it a go. Do try it. There's obviously normal Sudoku rules apply, 1 to 9 in every row, column and box. So this is just classic Sudoku. It's called Long Distance Relationship. Don't know if that's going to help. I very much doubt it. And I'm going to start now. So let's get cracking. And we've got all sorts going on here. We've got a 4 that we can put into row 2. It's got to be there. Can't be here because of that 4. And look at this 9-8 pair. That's forming a pair in these cells straight away. That's going to give us a 2-6-7 triple there. Then we get a 1 in one of these cells. So the corner mark shows that it's confined to these places within the box. We get a 3 up here somewhere. 7 has to be in one of those two. I don't think I can tell which one. 9 is in one of those two. I'm basically looking at common digits in sets of 3 boxes together. So 2 ends up in one of those. 1, we can place the 1. That goes in there. Then we're going to get, immediately using that to get a 1 in one of those 2 cells. 3s are complete. 5s are going to be in one of those 2. And 4s in one of those. And I think that's where the free information runs out. Now let's look at that 8-9 pair. 8-9-3-4. So now I'm using center marking as there to show when there's only a couple of possibilities for the candidate within a cell. This cell can see 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 and 9. Indeed there, it doesn't even have to be in the pair. So it's 2 or 6. Just looking along the row to see if there's anything else usable. I can't see it. 2 is ruled out of those cells and those cells, so we can put in a 2. Then, okay, well I'm going to do this in the center of the cells because that's part of a 2, 6, 7 triple. So 2 must be in one of those. And then we get a 2 in one of these two. 5 is confined to those two because that 5 is seeing those and that one's seeing those. Yeah, we've got a bit of a theme of cells that are getting ruled out of these corners. So 1 in those cases can't be in those two. So 1's confined to a couple of cells there. So we have 1 there, we have 5 here. We've got to place 2 and 1 here. It doesn't work up here. Okay, I wondered if that was a deliberate piece of symmetry going on. 9, 8, 7, 1, 4. 5 could be in any of those. This one sees 8, 9, 3, 4, 2, 6. I've looked at that already. It can be 1, 5 or 7. That's not that interesting to me. And it's not surprising that this is not as easy as a regular classic puzzle normally. RSP is a very clever setter, so something will be going on here that we're going to have to find. And I don't really know where to look for it at all at the moment. 8, 7, 5, 6, 3, 9. So that is 2 or 4 just by everything it can see, I think. This one is 4 or 8. 7, 6, 5. Oh, these are quite helpful. That's 8 or 9. 6, 4, 2. That's 3 or 9. So all of those are quite restricted. Let's just have a look up here, see if that... No, 2, 3 or 6 there. 3, 7 or 5. It doesn't really feed around. 3, 9, 1, 8. No. I guess these are interesting because of this pattern. Got 6, 7, 8 and 9. Here's a little observation. Those can't be the same number. Even though they're two cells that could theoretically be 8 or 9, and there's nothing to constrain which can be which in either of these boxes that they're in, but they can't be the same because it would be ruled out of box 7. So that is an 8-9 pair, which unfortunately only operates on that cell, which isn't where we want it. If this was 9 though, we'd get a 9 here. Oh, that would put 9 there. If it was 8, we'd get an 8 in one of those two. No, I don't know. 2s. 4. 4 is confined to those two cells in box 8. And those two, I've only just noticed from these 4s in box 9. 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm going back to this pattern. Oh, yeah, what happens to 8 and 9 in this box? Right. Well, that's quite interesting. Given that we know one of these is 8 and one of them is 9, in one case they force 9 to be in one of... Like, if that was a 9, it forces 9 to be in one of those two cells. But if that's a 9, it forces 9 to be in one of those. And if that's an 8, it forces 8 to be in one of those two cells. which, because that's a 9, forces 9 to be in one of those. So there's a virtual 8-9 pair in the column and a virtual 8-9 pair in the row, and that fixes this cell. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. That might be what's going on. So what I'm saying is, yeah, whatever this is, I don't know, let's put a 0 in the corner of it to just try and explain. This is either 8 or 9, but let's call it a 0. That puts a 0 in one of those two cells. Now that means that this cell is the opposite of that. If 0 represented 8, then this is 9. If 0 represented 9, then this is 8. And the other cell, or the other digit out of 8 and 9, then has to go in these two cells. And that means that these 4 cells have 8 or 9 in one domino and 8 or 9 in the other domino. And that's really important down here because we've got one of them there. Let's take out the zero-ness of it now. We've got one of them there and the other there. That uses up the 8 or 9 in the row, a bit like an X-wing. And it means this can't be 8. So that is 4. And that's going to actually start us off. That makes that a 2. Let's do some pencil mark removing. That gives us a 2 in one of those two cells. This can't be a 4 anymore, so we place 4 here. We're going to get a 4 somewhere up the middle column. Oh, this has become a 4 thanks to these two. So this is enormously helpful, actually. Now, this 2 has fixed this cell. That's a 6. All my 2-cell pencil marks are coming to fruition. We can finish the column with a 3 and a 9, and that 9 makes an 8 here, and now we've unwind the whole business of 8s and 9s. We get an 8 there, this becomes a 9, and that 9 puts a 9 here. And it is a really beautiful idea. If that's the main thing going on, I love it. This is also 6 or 7. And indeed, again, though, look, this might work again, and this might be important again. It is. This is absolute. Oh no, it's not quite as important. But that has to be a 7-6 pair in the two cells I've got highlighted again, because if they were the same, you couldn't put whichever one it was into box 7. Therefore, that is a 6-7 pair. This cell can't be 6 or 7. It's also seeing 1, 2, 4, 8, and 9, and it is therefore 3 or 5. I thought I was going to get the digit. But never mind. Anyway, 2 now in this row I can see can only be here. So it isn't up there. 2, 8, 2, 9, 4, 3, 7 is in one of those two cells. Oh, this is a 3-5 pair that are resolved by this 3. So box 9 is actually completely finished. 3, 9, 4, 2. We've got a 5 somewhere along here. Oh, this is an 8-7 pair. Don't know which way around they go yet. 4, 6, 3, 2, 9. One of these is an 8. 7's up at the top. Oh, in fact, that's a 7-5 pair because they're done there. So, right, that's very helpful. Now we know that must be where 1 is. That must be where 2 is. Thank you to the earlier pencil marking. And we've got 8 and 1 to place here, and we know which one can't be a 1, so that's all done. 3, 6, 9 is a triple there. Now, up at the top, this must have sorted out some stuff up here. 2 there says this is now a 6-7 pair, which makes 2 in box 1, 5 in row 1. This is a 3 to finish the row. We have a 6-7 pair there and a 5-1 pair that are resolved in row 3. This, since we got the 3, that central cell, thanks to that 6-7 pair, is resolved. We get a 1 here, 4, 6, and 7 to place in the central column. I'm not going to finish that off at the moment. Let's look along this row to place a 5. It's got to be here. And we have a 6-8 pair left. So next, what should I be looking at? 5, 5. So we can place 5 there. 5, 3, 4 is still in one of those two. 8 is now in one of those two. 6, 7, 8 triple there. So this is a naked 9-3 pair. In fact, it's a naked single 9 with a naked single 3 above it. Now this, why have I got 3s penciled in there? That's weird. Some sort of error I made. 13952, just in pencil marking there. 8 must be here in the central box, and therefore here in box 4. 4 is up there. Oh, this whole central box is finished. 7, 4, 6 like that. We can place 3 in box 6. This is now a 9. 4 there. 6 and 9. We still actually haven't got that 6 or 7 finished there, but remember this is a 6 and that formed a pair with that one, so that's a 7. Lovely. So we get 8, 6 there. Now we can finish box 7, which started the whole chain of events. I mean, this really is, it's so clever. It's this weird, there we go. Lovely puzzle. I was wondering what is it that's similar to a puzzle Simon did recently. The classic that Simon did recently was Empty Vase by Quinlux, I think. And it was similar a bit in that it revolved around box 7 and a pattern in, well, a pattern in the box, not quite in the same cells. But I think it did use some sort of empty rectangle. I mean, I would have said that this was using a virtual pair in column 1 and row 9. That's what it was really doing. Well, especially in row 9, it was using a virtual pair that was formed by the shape of this box and a pair of cells that had to be 8 or 9, which is a really wonderful concept. I don't know how machines would get on with solving this. I mean, obviously, you can just ask a machine to give you a solution and it can iterate until it finds it. I suspect a machine would not be very good at analysing this as a technique available to humans. It's a very clever puzzle, and thank you to RSP for sending that. It's always worth doing a clever classic just to get used to the skills we need. And you can check out, of course, all the skills in Simon's YouTube Shorts sequence. I've suggested to him that bent triples might be a useful one to do soon, so maybe that'll be his next version. Anyway, thank you as always for watching the channel. I hope that was really helpful. It's a really lovely classic puzzle, so they are always welcome, and look forward to seeing you again on the channel soon. Bye for now.